Hello, welcome to Beve with Ben, episode 74. All right, okay, so again, recording on new platform, you won't be getting any intro song, so I will let you go onto Spotify and go to the playlist. But today's song was Tracy Bonham, Mother. I won't do any singing, so don't stress, no worries. But for the intro song for this latest playlist is Mother. Song that just randomly came in my head yesterday while I was climbing up Barrington. So there we go. Bevy of choice for this episode is from Gerringong. It's a brewery in Gerringong. It's a Stoic brewery and it's a Stoic IPA. Not a bad drop. I have had the Stoic Hazy, which I probably preferred a little bit better just because it was a bit more fruitier. But quite a good drop. I got it at what did I get it at? Prince. Yeah, it would have been at the Prince Hotel. So if you are looking for something different and want to try something, recommend that. All right, well, let's go over some training from last week and discuss this week from Strava and Training Peaks, and then we'll cover off the rest of the other details. All right, so we go back to the 29th of July, and I just got out in the afternoon and did an 8K loop around Maitland, and nice and easy, 4:59 pace, running in which would have been my Brooks Glycerins 20s, not the new version, the old version. I've still got plenty of Ks in those because I've got two pairs. But yeah, nice, easy, legs felt pretty good. Just was basically 8 days after the 100K, so just still keeping this week fairly easy and just turning over. Legs are feeling a lot better. My hip was still a little bit out of whack, but that was all right. Then straight after that was the strength session, some glute and hammy activation to start with. Then we did another set as last week. We did tricep. So this week was triceps, 3 exercises based on the quads and abductors, and then we did a tricep with hammies and calves, and then a glute plyo set, and then we finished off with some core and some hip flexor work as well. Before the session, I was able to get in a quick set of 3 sets. I did 8 reps of 90 kg deadlifts, squats, lunges and bridges, sort of going a little bit heavy again, nothing too heavy, obviously just easing back from the 100K, but just to get some heavier loading to flush the legs out. Tuesday morning, and down at Lambton we had the wear test. So we had the Mizuno Wave Rider 28s and the Sky 8s as a bit of a test run for the guys around Lambton Park. So the set was a Moose's fight leg, which was 3-1-1-1. So 5 sets of 3 minutes at tempo pace with a 1 minute float and a 1 minute hard and a 1 minute float continuing around. And the guys did really well. Some good feedback from the wear test. A lot of people liking the Wave Rider 28, so that was good. So for those that couldn't make it to Pure Run on Wednesdays, we're able to still get a test in. Some good feedback, some good updates in both versions. A little bit lighter. I like the way the uppers have changed, a little bit lighter. They've added a little bit more foam in the Sky 8, but real sort of cloud feel. Nice comfort through the midfoot to toe off, very cushioned. And the 28 again having a little bit more foam through the midfoot, giving you a little bit more protection and having a nice roll through with the wave blade from heel to toe as well. So if you're looking for a nice, comfortable daily trainer, I do recommend the Wave Rider 28. All right, cool. But good session by the guys, did very well. Onto the track to Maitland, and it was a few away this week, a few light this week, but really good session. Good to see Nikita at the session as well. But it was Matt, Craig, Nikita, and myself hitting around Maitland on the track. And it was Moose's fartlek again, same session, and I went through the tips of last week of 3 minutes at sort of half marathon pace, floating the 1 minute, dropping down maybe about 45 seconds to a minute, and then 1 minute just hard, 3 to 5K pace, and then 1 minute float in between. I was just keeping it pretty steady, 4:15 pace for the 4:15 pace for the 3 minutes, 4:45 pace for the float, 3:50 for the on, and 4:45 again for the float 3 times. Yeah, pretty consistent, was all in around that range. Nikita, a really good session and was on fire for she was probably running around 3:50 to 3:45 for the 1 minute on, so it was really good to see change of pace. Good to see Matt's stats as well, very consistent, very good, and Craig had a bit of a mix-up on his watch, but otherwise he had a good session as well and got a good turnover. And that was Maitland. All right, on to the Wednesday morning, and strength session with Penny the Crazy Chicken. Good to see Penny lifting some weights, and really solid session again by the guys. Again, finishing off again this week with some trisets. Glute hammy activation and 3 hammy exercises, 3 quad exercises, and then we supersetted with 2 glutes, 2 quads, and then a plyo set to finish off with. So another good turn up for the Wednesday morning. Thank you very much, guys, and solid work. And Wednesday night, pure run, and again we had the wear test, so for the Mizunos. So really good turnout. Again, everyone enjoying the shoes. I think the Wave Rider 28 was a hit. So thanks very much for everyone for coming. Really good turnout, and thanks again for Mizuno. But again, we've already gone through the shoes. Nice drop. We went through the Balwara loop, so it's basically a 9k loop out and back. So good turnout. Good to see Andrew and Melissa flying at the front and leading the group out. But otherwise it was a steady run for me, running most of it with Shane, just sort of ticking around that sort of 440 pace. Kicked it down a little bit in some sections, but pretty much average 440, 445, and for 43 minutes for the 9k. And that was the Mizuno run at Pure Run. Thursday morning, good turnout. Again, we just can't get a gap in the weather. We just keep getting... the morning was good. The morning didn't have any rain, but raining just sporadically all over the place. But we had shaft and power line, so it was good, obviously, just being in the morning, sun rising. So we had one sort of loop in the dark, and then the rest of the loops were in the light, so a little bit easier to navigate the conditions with how wet the track was, but wasn't too bad. But the guys did really well. Chris had an awesome session, so did Jackie. Good to see Jackie doing well after having a week off with just being a little bit fatigued. But everyone did very well. It was a good session. Nice climb up the hill, but the guys did very well navigating the trails. So it was 3Ks, and it's a 2K loop. So nice technical single track, and then getting to push the hill at the end. So Thursday night we did do a change, because obviously in the morning it gets light, but night it's dark all through the route. And obviously knowing the course, I thought it would just be a better option to stay out of the shaft and focus a little bit more on being able to run and getting a good turnover. But Mitch and Jason did really well. I ran with Brooklyn. And Craig's story was there as well, which unfortunately he was a bit late for the session, and I didn't see his text message. And so he ran mostly solo, but still did a good set. And as he gears into either Jabalani or Dungog, so we basically went on Dr. Zeus through basically opposite to what we had done the week before. But reverse loop on Dr. Zeus. Cutting across over the Powerline Trail and then all the way up through towards Kenny's, and jumping out up the hill and then onto the road, and then nice fast leg turnover down Scenic Drive to the start again. So it was basically 2.4k loop. So we did 3 loops. So good, nice. Obviously it was a little bit muddy through Dr. Zeus, just because the rain runs directly off Scenic Drive. But after you crossed over the hill onto the section closer to Kenny's, it was pretty dry. So you were able to get a good turnover. Nice practice single track up the hill and then down the road. So obviously it's all downhill on the road. So it was good to just focus on your leg turnover, getting your legs to move a little bit faster. And that was 3 reps of that, and then we finished off with 3 100-meter sprints up the hill. So 3 100-meter hill sprints, good again. Just I think it was probably only about 80 meters, but just trying to focus on that leg turnover and get the legs working up the hill. The guys, Brooklyn, Mitch, and Jason even beat me on the last rep. So very good session. So that was Thursday. Friday, I got up in the morning fairly early, and because I had to go to work, and just did a Sugarloaf out and back. Just was running with Dylan for most of it. So ran with Dylan for 8K out, and then came back with Dylan, and then just did an extra 4K after that. So I finished off with 20K, 700 meters of elevation. Just good to just get the legs turning over up the hill. Didn't push it, just kept it nice and cruisy. Good to get run with Dylan as well. And that was Friday, pretty easy. Just went to work for a little bit, and then I had a session with Nick, the osteo. So it was good to see Nick, and just obviously after the 100K, just needed a bit of an adjustment and having those falls as well. My back and my hip was out of whack, so that was good to get me all fixed up and get me functioning better. So thanks a lot, Nick. And so that was Thursday morning. Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon with the Future Stars, taking them through some obstacles and some drills, and finished off with some sprints. So they both had a double header for football on the Saturday and Sunday, so I didn't want to work them too hard, but basically just doing some obstacles, doing some drills, just getting them to moving in different directions, doing some strides, hops, and just taking them through different range of motion, just to get used to obviously the knees and the impact on the body with football. Just getting them to be able to sprint off the spot, sprint side to side, getting different movement patterns. So that was a good session with the boys, and that was just 5K for me. I did a couple of K before the session, and then then took the boys for the rest of the run to round it out at 5K. Saturday morning, just got out before work. 5K, just 5-minute pace. I did wake up to watch the men's 10K in the Olympics, and got up at 5 to watch that, and was going to stay up and that was an awesome race actually. So if you haven't seen it, but I would do recommend getting and watching the highlights. But quite a very fast one. The top 3 were all within 26 minutes. One of the fastest championship races in a while, or maybe ever. For the Olympics anyway. But and I was then going to go watch the highlights of the women's 5K, because we had 3 Aussies in that. But and it was good to see Rose Davies go through to the final, the 4th ever Aussie to go through to the final. She had an awesome run, getting second or third, I can't remember, it's that long ago, second or third in the in the heat to go through the final. She had a really solid run. Izzy Bat-Doyle ran well as well. Just couldn't quite bring it home in the end. Only missed out by like a fraction of a second or not even half a second to actually go to the finals. So only narrowly missed out. And Lauren Ryan did very well. She's still got the 10K to go, but she had a tough heat. So I basically didn't get enough time to do anything else. We just went for 5K, went for a run around Lambton, and just wearing what was I wearing? My On Clouds, I think, the On Cloud Monsters. Nice easy jog before work, and then after work I just went for a 5K treadmill run, just 4:43 pace on the treadmill. Got moving a little bit quicker towards the end. Just found it a lot easier. You'd find it a lot easier to run on the treadmill and just pick it up a little bit, just to shake out the legs. And then on to Sunday, and what a mission Sunday was. We had a couple of errors to go, but I did 25K, 1,300 metres climbing, just basically from the Cork Trail all the way up to Kerry's Peak. Met Ben and Alex at Macca's, and I was waiting at Raymond Terrace, and They both said they were there, but they weren't. They went to the wrong Macca's, went to Heatherbrae, unfortunately. But anyway, we got that sorted, and Alex ended up heading straight out to the Corker Trail, and Ben and I went together. Ben drove, and I thought he knew where he was going, and he thought he knew he was going as well, but went on one side of the Barrington where we were going to the other side of Barrington. So we realised when we went to take a turn, and I said, actually, we're an hour and 45 minutes in the wrong direction. So we had to ring the guys and say to start without us. And Ben and I hightailed it around the other side of Barrington and made it for the run. So we got there. Got there a little bit late, obviously, but worked out well because by the time the other guys had done the climb, we caught up to them basically at the summit anyway. And then we all came down together. And then, that's when the fun happened. So we came down, Ben and I looped back out for Alex, Heather and Craig, and then got back up to Craig. We just, Ben and I did probably an extra 3K out and then came back down. And then when we got back down, Ben had discovered he had lost his car key. Had a bit of a stumble at about 8K up the top of the hill, and thinks that's where his key dropped out of his pocket because he had it open because he fell while he was getting his gloves and putting his gloves on, and the pocket was still open, and that's when that may have gone missing. So we're at the bottom, and luckily he did have a spare key, so Tegan was driving out to meet us halfway to pick up the key. Ben was going to go up and have a look for it to see if it was, even though it was 8K up, but decided against it. And so we drove, Alex, thank you very much for driving Ben and I to Dungog to meet Tegan. Tegan met us, and then we took Ben's other car out to back out to the Cork Trail, and got the key, got the car, and drove back home. So it was a bit of a mission. Unfortunately, I know obviously Ben and Tegan leaving for Europe on Tuesday, and Ben's had a crazy couple of weeks finishing off jobs with work and stuff like that. So, and he also had a farewell lunch at his parents' place, which he was late for as well. But that's just the way it goes, and unfortunately, but everyone was safe and sound and got it all sorted in the end. But if anyone does loop up to Kerry's Peak and finds a car key, you know who it belongs to. All right, well, so that was the end of the week, and that was 112K and a half for me, 2,800 meters of climbing, I was sort of aiming around 100K, probably a little bit more elevation than I would have normally have wanted to do, but obviously knowing that I was going out to Kerry's Peak, I knew the elevation was going to be up. Had my poles for most of it anyway, so my legs felt fine. Was just still a little bit fatigued, but didn't push it, still kept it fairly easy and cruisy. And I'll pretty much do the same for this week as well. Probably have around the same sort of mileage. Probably a little bit less elevation with Dungog on Sunday, but it was a good week, and it's good to see everyone training well and moving well. All right, so for this week we have obviously the One Tribe, the strength session tonight, and obviously I'm recording on Monday, and some will just be going for an easy 30 minutes or thereabouts anyway. And on to Tuesday morning, it is 800 meter reps. So 800 meter reps for Tuesday. And so it will be 5 to 10K pace and on a 90 second recovery. So you get a little bit of longer recovery just because you're going to be pushing the pace a little bit. We'll vary it for some, obviously, as well, a little bit slower if they're easing back into things. But it'll be 6 to 8, 800 meters with, that 90 second recovery. On to Wednesday will be a glute session and a bit of a glute circuit with the strength session. Then it'll be an easy aerobic 30 minutes to an hour for those on a Wednesday. Thursday we're shifting a little bit, and we're going to be doing 1.5k circuits around the easement. There is Scout Camp Road is closed Thursday and Friday due to they've resurfaced the road on Scout Camp Road, so they are just finalising and fixing it up and putting back in the speed bumps and stuff like that they had pulled out to resurface the road. So Scout Camp Road is going to be closed Thursday and Friday. So just keep it. We probably would have been alright training there because they would probably be finished or hadn't begun working on it. But we'll just stay away just in case. Friday will be just an easy run for most people, or just the stretching session. Easy run on foot on Saturday, just purely for those that are doing Dungog. But otherwise, there is Jabalani as well. So for those that are doing Jabalani, Thursday will be a lighter session again with that. But yeah, so Jabalani, City to Surf and Dungog all on this weekend. So for those that are racing, obviously there is modifications to your training plan. But and for those that aren't doing either or those races, there is a long run on the Sunday as well, anywhere from 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, and it is a bit of a marathon session. So it's 3 times 2K and 3 times 1K splits. Obviously there is variations and will be modified depending on your ability and where you're at in your training, but that's pretty much can be done during the Dungog race as well. So if you are doing Dungog, you can incorporate that session. Alright, so that's the week ahead. Another big week. But yeah, just also would like to welcome Jason Schumacher to the group as well. Jason, who will be starting doing a strength session and will probably join in most of the long runs with the program. So welcome, Jason. Reach out. Look forward to seeing you at the sessions in the next week or so. So yeah, as I mentioned, Jabalani, Dungog, and City to Surf all coming up this weekend. Jabalani, so it's nice technical section of Sydney around Turramurra and St Ives. But it is a quite tough circuit. With all the rain that we had, I would say that it's going to be a little bit wet, but at least obviously from April that was postponed to run this weekend. But all the best for those that are running. I know, I think Daryl, I think Sharon might be running as well. I know Adina will be racing, and I know Sarah and Jeffrey will be racing as well. So all the best for those guys running. I think Mark and Melissa are doing City to Surf, and the rest of us are going to be doing Dungog. So so it should be a busy weekend of racing. Dungog, it is still quite challenging. It's a lot of switchbacks through the mountain bike trails, but it is a little bit hilly as well. Just switching back through the mountain bike trails, up and around the common ground area. So it's a fun race, fun area to run in, somewhere different, good community vibes. Looking forward to Sunday. Pura are sponsoring it as well with the prizes for the races. So I will have a marquee set up out there as well for everyone to sort of leave their stuff in and gather around. City Surf, doesn't change. It's nice fun event, big crowds. It's pretty much uphill from the get-go until the last sort of 2K. Everyone worries about Heartbreak Hill. You get through Heartbreak Hill after about 7 to 8K, I think it is. And then, but you still, that next 5K, you're still going up. So you got to be mindful that you don't burn all your biscuits on Heartbreak Hill, that you can still be able to got legs to climb in the next 5K, because then when you get all the way through Falklands and the top of North Bondi, when you get to North Bondi, that's when it starts to drop and goes downhill. And just remember that last K, you come down all the way down through North Bondi into Bondi, and then you hit Campbell Parade and you go all the way past the start line, all the way up and around to where the old roundabout used to be, and back in. So it's quite a long stretch before you finish. So when you come down the hill, realize that you still have a little bit to go. So you don't want to be sprinting down the hill and then carking it with 400 meters to go. So just remember that bit as well. But just really focus on your leg turnover on the uphill. your cadence, focus on your breathing, keep it at a nice controlled pace, and then, bring it home nice and strong. But so looking forward to seeing those results over the weekend. So obviously had the long run on Sunday out at Barrington. There will be a few more different locations coming up in the next few weeks as well. Obviously, those that are building into UTK, I am going to be looking at like a little training camp weekend, so stay tuned for that. Also, there will be a new segment coming up. So we're going to be doing a new segment, and it's going to be called, it's either going to be training diaries of blah, 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 or it's going to be road to blah, blah, blah. So stay tuned for that. And the blah, blah, blah obviously is going to be called something, but it's obviously censored at the moment. But I will look forward to announcing that shortly. And we'll also look at, so it will involve a few people as well. So looking forward to that new segment coming up. Now, just going through there, so I will post the segment there. Also, the segment where for this Thursday session as well will be posted. Don't really have any interviews for any athletes because there wasn't any races on. But just a couple little questions. Just basically talking about where the head goes sometimes. So but yes, there is going to be, you're going to have some days where nothing feels good. You get really frustrated and you get angry at like different things that happen during that race, during that session where you can be tired, you could be fatigued, you could be just stressed with life, and you just feel like everything's going against you. It is hard at the time, but it's good to sometimes have those runs. It's good to sometimes just have those extra little challenges where you feel shit, or you just seems like you kick your toe on every single rock, you trip on every single branch. But it's good to have those times to be able to reflect on and pull yourself out of after and reflect on it to take those challenges into the next. But it also sometimes is good to, because when you're in races, like I'm similar to like say for like the trail that was on at Barrington, a lot of debris on the ground, a lot of foliage from like branches and trees and stuff like that. Now, I think I mentioned in the race report that for a good 10K from 75 to 85K, it was like that. You were just running for 10K, and at that time you're sort of like 8-9 hours into the race, and you just want some smooth running, but you're just having to navigate branches, jump over pieces of wood, trees, leaves, rocks, etc. You just can't get a flow because you constantly, and obviously you're fatigued at that stage as well, so you've got to concentrate a lot more, so you don't fall over, kicking things. So it is hard, but you're going to experience those in races. So it's just cop it on the chin and move forward. You're going to have those days. What days you're just going to wake up and you just don't feel like doing anything, but it's good to do it, get through it, push on, and keep challenging yourself. But again, that's why we do that in training as well. So that's why I select some of those courses that are going to challenge people differently. Also, on the Thursdays, we're running on different terrain, different surfaces, different hills, downhills, technical, single track. It's just just trying to challenge everybody differently to get people more prepared. I mean, like you're gonna go into certain races where you haven't run on those courses before, so you're going to be unfamiliar with what sort of surfaces you're going to run on. You're not going to be running on nice open fire trails all the time or nice smooth roads. You're going to find these little challenges all the time. But so just cop it on the chin, take a deep breath, and move forward and move on and just embrace it. But I hope that sort of helps, guys. It's a bit of a rush session this week, just purely time, just trying to make time. But yeah, this the outro song that I had planned, and it is also on the playlist, but it is Into Bloom from the What's So Not remix from Rufus Du Sol. So enjoy the Into Bloom song. It will be posted in the playlist. I will be talking about the men's and the women's marathon that are coming up this Saturday. So we will be looking at doing a watch party. So stay tuned for 4 p.m. on Saturday. Someone from the group has put their hand up to host it. I won't mention details yet, just because I don't want to be throwing it out there and 50 people rocking up at her place. but yeah, thank you, and I will post details for that. But Sunday we'll probably look at Lambton Park Hotel. Obviously the local, and I know them, will probably be able to get sound on. But yeah, the women's marathon is on at 4 p.m. on the Sunday, and that'll be after Dungog. So celebrate with from Dungog, and that will be another good run of the week. So and we also have Lake Macquarie Running Festival come up. Pure is involved with that event as well, and also I'll be organising all the paces. So thank you for those that have put their hands up for pacing. I still need an 80-minute half marathon pacer, which I will be, that's going to be the hardest one to find, but I will find someone. And we also need a 40-minute and a 45-minute 10.5k pacer as well. So if you know anyone that wants to run a little bit faster and run 40 minutes and 45 minutes for the 10.5k, reach out to me. But again, guys, it's an action-packed month or months coming into the back end of the year. So we've got Lake Macquarie, we've got UTMB, we've got the Hounslow Classic, Sydney Marathon, Lonely Mountain Ultra, and then building into events towards the end of the year. But it's an action-packed time coming up. But guys, thank you very much for joining me for this week's episode of Beve with Ben. Stay tuned. Keep the questions coming. I will operate a little bit better with this format. I'm just still getting used to it. And we'll hopefully be able to try and add in some music and stuff like that soon. But you can now access this podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Podbeam. So, stay tuned for further details. But thanks for joining me, guys. Remember, Stroke Limits Coaching, stick to the mantras of the 3 Ds: desire, determination, discipline.